All right, I just bought this old police car at an auction. It's got the little light and everything. So this is a 2011 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. It's got 137,000 miles on it, and it was from the city of Tampa. So it's actually in pretty good condition, considering some of these cars you see. And actually the tires are like brand new all the way around, so that's good. But yeah, I've been trying to buy one of these for a while. I actually I bought this other one over there, the white one, but it needs a head gasket, and I found out those are not so easy to replace in these cars. So I got this one. This one runs and drives. Everything seems to be working as far as I can tell. Even the light works. It's got this horrible purple window tint. It's like got like a purple tint to it. Now up here there is something going on, because you can see, if you follow this line here, it gets real tight right about here, and that's cracked. So this hood is like real tight up in this area, and if you look down here, you can see this side is pushed back a little further, this grill. So I gotta look at that. I gotta see what happened with it, but I can see some cracked plastic down in there. So that's got to be fixed. I maybe ought to pull some parts off the other car if I need them. And I got to get some windshield wipers, because for whatever reason they decided to keep the windshield wipers. So here's inside. I haven't done anything to it. I pulled it home on the trailer yesterday and dropped it off here. There's some weirdo center console stuff going on here. A lot of, probably all the sirens and switches and all that junk. What do you think, guys? Huh? Cloth seats? No, Gino, what are you doing? Well, that's fine, I guess. You like this car? Huh? Are you claiming it? Got a rock in there. Got cloth seats, no carpet. That's cool, because then it doesn't get dirty. Pop the hood while I'm under here. Well, let's see. It's got, where are the keys, Gino? Right here. I'm gonna check the mileage, because it's funny, because on the window it says 137. Up here at this, on the sticker here, it says 139,804, and the actual mileage is 137,481, which is what's written on the window. So I don't know how that was earlier this year. It was evidently serviced, but they got the mileage wrong. And then on these cars, because they're used as cop cars, you're supposed to check the hours. Now this one has 977 hours, which is pretty awesome. There you go. To give you an idea, the other one, the broken one, it's got 87,000 miles and almost 4,000 hours on it. So this one's pretty nice. What do you think, Gino? I haven't really looked around in here too much, but here's a bunch of junk that I need to clean out. Got some brackets up here. They were probably for like a, like a light bar or something. Oh, the light works. All of these lights, they all have these lights, and they're all missing the cover. I don't think I've ever seen one with the cover. All this works. Oh yeah, this is show you this thing here. There we go. Look at that. Woo! Let's see. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Oh yeah. So if you've ever wondered how these things work, which I always did, the handle kind of controls the twisty that way, and then you spin this thing to rotate it. So just and then the little on-off switches right there, just in case you're wondering. I always wondered how I didn't realize this thing twisted, but kind of interesting. But yeah, no warning lights on the dash. Everything seems good. It runs and drives. I haven't had it out on the road yet. Let's take those keys out. Gino, hold on to those. I haven't taken it out on the road yet. It doesn't have a tag or anything. Power adjustable pedals. Oh, they work too. That's awesome. Let's see. I wonder, can we get out if we're in the back? I wonder if the doors work. Yeah, see, I don't think the locks. Yeah, I bet you can't open this from the inside. It doesn't seem to be. All right, good to know. Don't get in there and try to get out. Nice big back seat for you guys. Look at that. You guys can fit in there, huh? K9 Shep and K9 Gino. Yeah, not really anything to see back here. What do you think, Gino? Got a wire connected to that. Ugh. My third brake light may be disconnected. Also, this seatbelt is cut off, which is kind of weird. Like, why would that be cut? What do you think, Gino? Who cut the seatbelt? This one's still here. I wonder if this... Oh yeah, look, this lifts up. We might have to clean under there. It's just like a pad that sits on top. What do you think, Gino? Comfy? Huh? Comfy? Let's open the hood. I looked at it briefly. I didn't look at it before I bought it. I just kind of threw a bid online. But, oh, that's some disconnected wires or something. That must be for the police stuff they had on here. It does still have, I noticed, right down there. You can see it says Whalen. There's a siren in there. You can see it right back in there. And I don't know if that's probably disconnected, but there's probably a way to get it going again. Not that I would even need it for anything, but you know, pull up at somebody's house and instead of honking the horn, you can set off the siren. Yeah, everything looks good. I mean, I'll have to dig into it and kind of see. Here's the oil. We got oil on the dipstick. So yeah, I mean, I haven't had it out on the road. I don't know. I mean, the transmission could be shot, who knows. Nice big trunk for bodies or golf clubs or whatever. Bungee cord, yes, that's awesome. First aid kit. Fuel pump shut-off switch. I'm not gonna mess with that. Look at this, even the spare tire is new, I think. That's cool. Got the jack and everything. This is, I guess this is where they had stuff mounted or whatever. A spot for a fire extinguisher. But man, I'm glad these tires are new. That's a bonus. I mean, I could see that they had some tread on them, but you know, from the pictures, but I didn't know they were new. So yeah, so I got an old police car. So the plan is with this car is I'm gonna just kind of drive this around as my beater car. Gonna get the few little things that I think are wrong with it fixed. Hopefully the transmission's okay. The engine sounds good. I'm gonna have to do a service on it and all that, but just gonna drive this around instead of putting miles on the truck. I mean, that's the basic idea. And then the other Crown Vic is probably, I don't know, that thing, unless I need like a part or something for this, that thing's probably gonna go back to the auction. I'll just take this thing for a quick spin down the road real quick. Got the dogs with me. Oh yeah. tag or anything, do we? I see people driving around with tags without tags all the time. I think we're fine. Let's see if the AC works. That'll be good if it does. It does. All right. Seatbelt. What do you think, guys? You like that back seat? Oh yeah. I'm gonna find one of my neighbors and pull them over. These cars are supposed to be very durable, very reliable. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. Because I know there's some people that they swear by these things. They just love them. And I've always kind of thought they were cool. I probably should have bought one back in the day when they were only like $500 at the auction. And, you know, now they, even for like a junk one, they want several thousand. But, all right, let's go. Let's just take this down the road real quick. So good, right guys? It's not too bad. Like, I mean, it tracks straight, which is more than can be said for the other one. That other one's a real piece of junk. I should have never bought that thing, but I doubled down and bought this. So we'll see if I redeem myself or not. I feel like the seat is worn out because I feel like I'm sitting down on the floor. Like I need to put a phone book under my butt. Alright. Well, the brakes work, so that's probably something I should have tested before we went down the hill. And it's like it's a car, but it sounds like a truck. It moves. Woo, buddy. Sweet. But so far so good. I mean, this thing drives, I don't hear any noises or anything. I mean, I could probably just start driving it. But I gotta get it registered, tagged, and I'm gonna do a service and everything on it. Although this thing says it had a service, but I'm gonna do my own just to get familiar with the car. All right, guys. All right, guys, come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah, you have to come out. You like it, I know, but you have to come out. Gino, come on. Come on, buddy. Good boy. What is this, Shep? Where'd you get this at? Huh? This little turtle. I guess this will be a gopher tortoise, but just a really, really tiny one. I don't know if I've ever seen one this small. And the Shep just brought it right up to me and dropped it in front of me. So let me go take it and drop it over the fence. All right, I'm just gonna drop him over here in the neighbor's yard. They've got a bunch of turtles running around over here. And of course he lands upside down. There he is. Okay. He's upright. Yeah, you helping, Gino? Yeah, Chef's pulling it out of the ground. Yeah, get it, buddy. Oh, yeah. Both pulling in different directions. I don't think you're getting anywhere, guys. No. All right, I got the car in the shop here. I cleaned off the windshield, all the decals and everything, but was just gonna show you what I found inside. It's just some interesting things. So, oh, well, that's the registration. But this here says, it's like Tampa Police Department vehicle damage log. And apparently on 223, this dude, officer, whoever, says front end, multiple dents inside. So that's probably what we're looking at up at the front. Let's see, what else did I find in here? Not much up here. I did find this, and I was excited because I thought I could put it on the back, like on this this here, but there must be another piece that goes with it because it's got a thread onto those outside threads. So but I'll hang on to that because maybe I could get that put back on. In the back here I found Mardi Gras beads, a lot of Detective Strickland's business cards. So I believe this must have been his car for a period of time. And then I also found another key that works. So now I've got 3 keys. But yeah, that's about it. Just going through cleaning everything out. I'm gonna vacuum it and just get some of the nastiness out so it's a little nicer to work in. That's kind of what's under the seats. So I'm just working on that, and we'll go from there, right guys? You can't get in. No, I know you want to. Yeah, you want to, but you shouldn't. This piece is all cracked up. Alright, it's free. Find it. Alright, as far as I can tell, this is the broken part. So we've got a crack here, and a big crack under here where this headlight mounts. But I think this same piece is on that other car. So they're both 2011s. So if I can get the paint color for this, I'll just take the one off the other one, paint it, put it back on. All right, cool. All right, there it is. It's free. Looks very Mad Max right now. All right, here's a look at it off the car. So it's cracked there. This is all one piece. It seems like, well, not the grill, but everything else. So it's cracked there, cracked over here on this side, and then this is the big crack underneath. Looks the same, and it's not broken. Oh yeah, this is gonna look sharp with this different color on the front. I think I'm gonna take these headlights too, because these are a lot nicer than the ones that were on the other car. These are the headlights off the other car. And these are the headlights off this car. All right, there we go. Well, that was very loose. That's the back too. Take this off. Actually, it doesn't really need to come out. Just put it back there for now. All just to get this thing out. There's hooks on here too. Figured I might as well clean this while the seats are out. That's the best time. Like brand new. Can't do that with carpet. I mean, I guess you could shampoo it, but it's not that easy to get it looking good. I really like this stuff. I wish they would put it in more cars. All right, center console. Look, the dog's got cup holders in the back. I wonder where she got that. Fits right in there. Oh yeah, that's actually perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that'll work. This third brake light is not working, and I think I saw wires like laying up there, so I think it's like disconnected or something. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. And also, I got this off Amazon. Check this out. I found an antenna that fit that mount to cover this hole, that hole that was here. So we'll see how that works. It was like 14 bucks on Amazon. I was trying to use that other antenna, but I couldn't find the right adapter to get the threads to work. So that'll work for now. But let's see if we can fix this third brake light. All right, look at this. I can't even work with these guys. What are you doing, Shep? Huh? Yeah, I know. You want to be in the car, but we're not going anywhere. I'm just trying to fix this light, buddy. There we go. All right, so we gotta make sure we're getting power here when I hit the brakes, and we gotta make sure this light works. All right, check this out. So I couldn't figure out how to teach the dogs how to hold the brake pedal. So I've got that on the brake, and brakes are on. And if we come in here with these idiots, watch out guys, watch out. All right, check this out. We can go right here to our connector with our multimeter, and we can see that's getting 11.32 or 33 volts. So this is good. We're getting power, so it's got to be the bulb. Yeah, I go that way. Okay, it matters. All right, cool. All right, I got it turned around so we can see it when I hit the brake. There we go. All right, let's put it back in. All right, there we go. That should be good to go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and paint this to match the other car. I finally got the paint, the correct color and everything. There we go. So we're only painting, there's a lot of white here, but we're not painting all of it. It's just this part across the top here, and this piece that comes around here. The rest of this is hidden by the bumper. This is hidden by the headlights. So I'm just doing these pieces, and then I'll wrap around the edges just a little bit. And I'm gonna paint these too, because these are visible behind the grill. I think there's 2 coats of paint on here, so I'm trying to get through, can't tell which one is which, but one of these has been painted before aftermarket, and I'm trying to get all that junk off. So, and plus there's some chips and stuff in it, so I'm gonna get down below all that.
Trash heavy. Huh? You guys about him? Coyote trash? Huh? Good boy. King bean here. Alright. Check this out. This thing looks great. Man, look at that. No, like I said, I could have sanded this better. If you come down here, you can kind of see there's some, it's got some golf ball-y dimple spots going on there, but man, it's, I'm happy with that. You know, I've got dents and stuff. I've got, you know, other stuff going on. So, but this is definitely decent. Good enough for who it's for sure. I've got a little there. I think a bug or something flew in my clear coat there, but you know, it's. I wasn't going for like a show car or professional or anything. I mean, this is like, with that clear coat on here, this is just like, it's perfect. I mean, as far as like the finish goes, it's just like the car. So now that other Crown Vic, that guy did not, I don't think, put clear coat or anything on. He had such a thick layer of some sort of like, I don't know, that paint was hard as a rock. Really hard to get off, and it didn't have any clear coat on it. So it had, that car's got like a dull finish to it, like a matte finish, because it's not, there's no clear coat. So definitely get that 2K clear coat, the stuff with the little button on the bottom that you have to smash, because that, I mean, look how nice that makes it look. All right, you see this little bracket here? So this is where the piece that we just painted attaches. See how it's kicked back there? Needs to be over here. Look at this one on the other side. See how that one is straight and lined up? So evidently what happened is, and you can see that's right here, it's kinked. So whatever this car hit, it's pushed this bracket back in here. So I'm gonna try to get something behind this and pull this back out so that these holes line up. This piece that it's bent is like, I don't know, it's attached to this whole entire front frame, so I can't really remove it and like smack it with a hammer. So you can see it better down here. It's this piece back here. So that got bent just a little bit, it looks like. And luckily I don't think anything hit the radiator or anything. It just bent it just slightly. So let me see, this is not a solid piece here. Let me see if I can get something in there and just pull this straight out to the point where they line up again. All right, I got this clamp worked around the back of it there, and then I'm just using this bar to pull it out. I need something at the bottom to hold it. Let's see if this works. So far, so good. It's pulling it out. Just how long is this metal gonna stay like this before it goes flying? Okay, I can't get any further. So I gotta go a little beyond. This is gonna, I gotta reset this, it's gonna slip off. There it went. That might be good enough. Let's give it a shot and see.
thing's ready to go. I checked all the lights, headlights, blinkers, everything works. Yeah, that repair turned out pretty well, considering I have never painted a car before. So it matches really well. We know the sanding could have been better, but yeah, this thing's looking good. Yeah, I think we need to get this thing out on the road, get it warmed up, give it a proper test drive, and then we'll come back, change the oil, and do some other things like that. Well, so far the AC's working, so that's good. Let's take it out for a little spin. All right, taking her out on the road. Man, this is going to be pretty sweet to drive around in, I think. Give the truck a little bit of a break, and who knows, if I like it, I'll end up keeping it. If not, you know, just like I told the guy at the tag place, like, just give me the 1-year registration. If I like it, next time I'll do 2 or 3, whatever they give you. All right, I just filled her up. Took 15 gallons, so the tank's probably at least that big. Probably like 18 or something. But I'm gonna head on back to the house and see if we can get the oil change. It's gonna be nice and hot now and ready to go. I found that lower gear. It moves pretty good. You're not gonna win any races with anybody, but it moves good for a 4-door car, you know. Right here. Oh. There it is. Okay. That's measure band. Alright, it's gonna be hot. Whew. Oh, very hot. All right, it's going in now. Sweet. Oh. All right, the oil filter is right down there. So I think I can get to it from up here. Got the drain pan under there, so let's see. Ah, there we go. Alright, this filter, this is the new filter. It's a little bigger than the other filter, which
means I can't get it down there. Dang it. Come on, Amsoil, why'd you have to make your filter that big? All right, I gotta come up from the bottom, I guess. All right, I'm underneath. Coming up from this way. You gonna go? Yeah, there we go. Is it going on? I don't think it's threading on. I think this is the wrong filter. Yeah, that's not going on there. That can't be right. It's not threading on. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that's not the right filter. Dang it. All right, this is the filter that came off, and this is the one they gave me based on their online, you know, oil filter selector thing. It's the same. The O-ring is just about the same, but these threads are not the same as these. I think these threads are just a tad bit bigger, and it will not work. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and grab a different filter. All right, I got me a different filter here. So that, yeah, it doesn't even. It's close, but it's not. The threads are just different. It's never gonna work. So let's put this one on. This one should fit just fine as far as I can tell. Look, and this one fits from the top. That's how you know it's the right one I got. There we go. There's some threads that work. All right, she's snug. Put some 5W20 in here. Yeah, it's right at the full mark. Oh yeah, it's a little dirty. It's got some leaves down there. Alright, well, Amsoil got that right. Alright. Air filter change. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and replace the spark plugs. And I guess I've never done one of these cars that has these little boot things, but, or maybe I have. I can't remember if the Toyota had these or not, but anyways, they tell you you're supposed to replace these when you do the spark plugs. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't really know any better. They weren't that much money, a couple bucks each, so I got new ones of these things. And then I got the fancy ruthenium. Sounds fancy anyways, so. All right, let's go ahead and put these in. All right, before I go messing with putting them in, I wanna make sure they're gapped correctly. For a regular gas Crown Vic, supposedly it's supposed to be gapped at 0.054, I believe. Now this one's a flex fuel, but I don't run flex fuel. I don't even know where to buy that at. So I'm gonna gap them to the gas specification. And hopefully that's okay. This one's not nearly enough. All right, so this one we gotta... Gino, what are you doing? All right, it's 0.055. I think it's supposed to be 5.4. Perfect, right there. All right, that one's good. I'm gonna do the rest of these.
All right, I got all these gapped. They're all good to go. And I guess I'll just start putting them in.
All right, there we go. It's down inside that hole there. There's the old spark plug. It actually doesn't look bad at all. I have no way of knowing when these were replaced though. Motorcraft Platinum. The instructions say to put a slight amount of grease. So I don't know what slight is. I'm gonna take that to mean not much at all. And it says put it a 1/2 inch down inside here. So I'm just gonna do that. All right, got our new plug. Down there. Quarter turn. So they're snug. Alright. Alright, we got our new boot and everything here. Put this plug back on. Alright. And that one should be good to go. We just got 7 more to go.
All right, I got that done, and I checked the gap on the old spark plugs. It was like 0.34-ish on all of them, so maybe that was the spec for the flex fuel. I'm curious to see what happens with them gapped at, I think it's what, 0.54. So as far as I know, it shouldn't make a difference unless you're trying to run flex fuel, which I'm not. So we will we'll see here. Let's fire it up, see what happens. Ready, fire it up? Yes. Gino's here too. All right. I'd say we're good to go.
All right, I'm gonna change the fuel filter, which is this thing right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's leaking fuel now. Oh, look, that just pulled apart. So I had to buy a little kit of these things off Amazon. It's like a quick connect tool type deal. It's got to go right around. It's like one of those shark bite fittings. You got to push in on the inside. It pushed itself in. Oh, stuck though. Oh, come on. See, it's pushed in there. It's just not cooperating. Am I doing something wrong here? Well, the good news is I think all the fuel is out of the line. Most of it. Well, Ford's quick and easy thing here is not very quick and easy. At least this one's not. Oh, there we go. Damn. Whew. That thing was on there. Wow. I guess it had just been on there for a long time. I took these, I don't know what you call these things. You squeeze them and they pry it apart. Snap ring pliers, some sort of thing like that. But I took them and basically squeezed just about as hard as I could and it popped it off. Now where did the blue thing, oh, the blue thing went all the way over there. All right, cool, it's off. Oh, it's broken, that's why that one fell out. Hold on, I gotta get off this roller thing. It's just easier to lay on the concrete. Oh, I see. Okay, so this little retaining clip broke. That's nice that they give you new ones. Except for this side doesn't need one, just the other side, but I've got two of them, so that's good. All right, the other one was the direction, the arrow was pointed towards this part. That was really hard to get apart, so gonna do the same thing here. And as far as I know, it's just push in. Yeah, snaps right in there. I mean, it went back together a heck of a lot easier than it came apart. Oh, there it is. Okay, it goes like that. All right, got that. And then we'll put this back in here. And I guess we just stick one of these little clippies through here. Where'd it go, like this? Oh, well the old one was way thinner, that's why. This ain't gonna go in because it's too wide to fit in the... Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. See, the width, the one, that's the clip they just gave me, and that's the clip that came out of it. It's a completely different clip. So, now what do I do? Because the one that came out is broken. Not the same size. So I guess the car has got to stay like this, and I'll go to the auto parts store tomorrow, finish this up. All right, it's the next day. I got the right clip, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up that fuel filter. All these things came in a 6-pack, so next time I'll have what I need, I guess. It'd be nice if the filter came with the right one, but I don't. Must be a reason why they don't. Well, one side went in. Oh, there's the other side. Okay. Yeah, it's in there now. Okay, that's good. All right, cool. No, Gino, what are you doing? I don't need your help, buddy. I know. Changing this fuel filter. It's almost done. All right, that's in there. Let's prime the fuel system and check it for leaks.
All right, I turned it over a few times. Anything chirping? No. All right, I've got the seat, the driver's seat out of each one of these cars. That's the white one and that's the good one, the gray one or whatever. The gray one with 140,000 miles, the seat is pretty much worn out. The other one with 80-ish thousand miles, 87 I think, this one, all the padding and everything is good. It's just the seat is super dirty and the underside is a little rusty, not so good. So I'm thinking I can take the padding or whatever out of that one, put into this one. So we'll see how that goes. Because these driver's seats in these cop cars, they don't make them anymore, I guess. And everybody needs one because that's the seat that gets worn out. Gino, do not pee on this. Do not pee on it. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Pee on that one if you have to. But anyways, I'm gonna start tearing into these things and see if I can do that. All right, that wasn't too hard. This one, the one in the car I was driving, the gray car, whatever the lumbar support thing is, I don't know what you call it, but there's like a springy thing in there. That thing was like disconnected. The spring was like just hanging there. So I fixed that. And then I took some of the seat springs out of this one and put in this one because they look like they were worn. Yeah, the foam padding, I don't know if he had like aftermarket padding or something, that black stuff, because it was a different color. But it seemed like it was a lot more dense than the yellow padding that came out of the stock one. So we'll see if that makes a difference. I'm gonna get these put back in the car now. All right, well, I've been driving this thing around and everything's been going good. The updated padding in the driver's seat is much better. I'm glad I swapped them out. And then the spark plugs are working out great. It's idling a lot smoother, running better. But the problem I'm having now is I realize the horn doesn't work. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on there. All right, I figured out the horn. So
I looked behind here because I thought maybe they had it hooked to the siren or something, but I found these two wires that are not hooked to anything. But anyways, it wasn't anything in here. That's plugged in and all. So I was just kind of tracing wires and stuff and playing with it. I wasn't recording anything, but I came up here and I've got all this apart. This blue wire here, it was like unhooked and hooked into, where was it hooked? Actually, it was hooked over here onto this. So this little red connector, it was run all the way into the dash and it was hooked into this blue wire here. So basically what I did was hook the blue wire back into the other side of the blue wire. And if I was searching online, if you look online for like Crown Vic horn problems, they all mention the blue wire. So that's the blue wire there, plug that in, and now I've got a horn. So that works. Just got to put all this back together, and I think I'll be able to pull that. That's good. I got rid of that. And then that other bundle of wires over there, I can actually pull that way. So maybe I can get rid of some more of that because I just had it tucked up under here. But yeah, cool. So I got a horn now. All right, I got the wheels off and I'm gonna paint them. So I've got them out here. Got to get them cleaned up, sanded down, primed, and painted. Yeah, I thought some of this stuff would come off just by cleaning it, but it's on there as, you know, it's like rust or whatever. So yep, I think they're ready for some paint. You can see over here more rust along there. So let's paint them and make them look really good. All right, these are looking real good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put them back on. Turned out really well. It's the perfect amount of gloss too, because you don't want these things to be too shiny. The paint I used was Rust-Oleum trim and bumper paint. So they look good. Let's put them back on. Yeah, they look really good. Like brand new. Oh yeah, look at that. What do you think, Gino? Huh? What do you think, buddy? Yeah, those look real good. It's only a matter of time before a certain party pees on them, right? Yep. All right, I just realized this window is not rolling down, the power window here, so it's either gonna be the motor or the switch, I guess. So I guess let's take this off and see what we can find out. Oh, there we go. Aha! All right. You know, we should probably figure out the child locks as well while we're in this door, because you can't get out when you're in the back seat. All right, check this out. I've got, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be something back here with this motor. Look at this. This is the connector that goes to the window motor, which sits right back here. So I'm just kind of jumping power to it, and it's not moving, but I can hear it clicking. So something is, let's see. Yeah, every time I send power to it, I hear it clicking. Let me try the other way, because this, if I was just winding it down, this will be up. Oh, see, I hear it clicking. All right, so there's something wrong with this motor. It's like bound up or something, so I guess we're gonna have to try to get this out of there. All right, I'm not sure if this thing's gonna fall or not, but I put some tape on there just in case. So as far as I know, I think we gotta take out these 3 screws right here. I should be able to pull it out from the other side. Oh, yeah. Definitely came apart back here. Alright, there's the window motor. Alright, let's just test this thing real quick. Without it hooked to the window, maybe it'll have enough power to turn. Nah. I'm putting 12 volts to it, it ain't doing nothing. So, alright, we gotta get another one of these, I guess. Alright, on this child lock thing, it looks like, that look like the little child lock thing right there? Yeah. Like they just bent it and pushed it over that way. Let me see if I can bend this thing and get it back through this slot, because if so, we may be able to disable these child locks without too much effort. There it is. There. I think that's the child lock. So when locked, so we push it down. So now this thing should open. Also though, it doesn't seem like this is attached to anything. So maybe this won't work, because even though I bent the child lock back over and put it in the right position, this here is the handle. You know, this is the thing you pull to get out, and it's not, there's like nothing hooked to the back of it. So that's probably not gonna open that. There's probably a piece that's, I wonder if there's a piece that's supposed to go over here, like between this and this. Yeah, we're missing a part or something, pretty sure. All right, I got the Crown Vic in my house garage today because I'm gonna try to retint these windows. Except for that one. We're waiting on a window motor for that. I can't roll it up and down, but all the others I'm gonna attempt to retint. So I've got a tube of window tint here that's supposed to be pre-cut already for this specific vehicle, and been watching some window tint videos on YouTube. How hard can it be? So I actually looked into getting this car professionally tinted. They wanted like 600 bucks, and it was 200 for that.
And you know, I've paid for professional window tint before, and I've never really been happy with it. It's always kind of sloppy in my opinion. So you know, if I do it for $200 and I'm not happy with it, well, that's fine. But if I pay $600 and I'm not happy with it, well, that's, you know, that's a little different. So I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. This stuff has like a, for one, it's too dark. You get pulled over with this stuff, but it's got like a purple tint to it. I guess the tint kind of degraded. You can really see it if you look through. And then like back here, we've got a lot of bubbles and stuff like that. So, and then also this tint that I got is ceramic window tint. So that helps a lot with the heat. I've been doing it lately on cars and it really seems to help, especially here in Florida. So, and then I've got, which is probably gonna be the trickiest piece, I've got a piece for the windshield. I think it's only like 70% or something like that, but that also helps a lot with the heat. It's not really for, you know, blocking the sun. It's more for the heat, specifically. So yeah, I think I'll get started on one of these little ones here. They seem the least intimidating. So I'm gonna peel the old tint off here and then we'll give this a shot. We're gonna want this to be nice and soapy. And then we'll peel this. I'm not trying to go all the way down with it yet. All right, I'll just stick it right there. All right, I gotta slide it up a bit. Oh, what happened? I gotta need more water back there. There we go. All right, it's down behind there now. Cool. Now we gotta get the water out from under it. Right, that's pretty good. So yeah, that looks great. And look how much different it looks than the purple. It's gonna look so much better. Slightly less purple, just about the same darkness as far as I can tell. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna do the rest of these. I'll probably do the other one like this, the other side windows, and then, I don't know, I guess maybe I'll try this one and then I'll save the windshield for last since I have to look through that all the time and it needs to be as good enough for who it's for as I can get it. is. I've basically taken over the garage here, and so the window tinting went well until I got to this back window, and with this curved glass apparently it's super difficult. So they sent me two because I guess it's super difficult, and I ruined both of those, so they're over there. You know, they even included a note. I don't know where it's at, but the place I ordered this from, they included a note that said basically the back window on your vehicle is notoriously difficult. It's 4 out of 5 difficulty, and there's no shame in taking it to a tint shop to do. But I can do it. I'm determined to do it. So, but anyways, in the meantime, I wanted to tint this window, and in order to do that, I got to be able to roll it down. So I've got the door taken apart. We already determined that this window motor doesn't work. I've got a new one here which does work. When you put 12 volts to it, there we go. Oh, another fun thing, when I was taking apart this, I took all this out of here because I thought it would be easier to get the tint on the window. But anyways, I found, I think, yeah, this is it. What is it? It says made in USA, taser. I think this is like a taser cartridge, like for the taser gun. Oh, it's already expired, 12 of 2020. 21 feet, it says. Cool. Alright, let's see if this works. No? Nothing. Yeah, this one still doesn't work. I think both of these back switches are locked out. Aha! Yeah, there we go. Alright, check this out. I'm trying to get these windows to work with these switches back here. So I'm tracing the wires, and they go kind of through here and over into this section. And I don't know if this is the issue or not, but I opened this up. This is just unhooked here. So that's kind of what I was looking for. So I'm gonna plug this back in, and then we'll see if the back windows work maybe. Let's see if these work. Aha! Yes! That's awesome. All right, let me check the other side. Look at that. Awesome. Well, that was a simple fix. All right, I've got my new tube of tint for the back window here, and I'm gonna try this thing again. But just real quick, I thought I'd maybe try to explain what I did before that didn't work, just in case you're curious why I ruined 2 of those back window sheets. So the first thing I didn't do correctly, which I found out later, you're supposed to rub some sort of soap or something on this window before you put the tint on to dry shrink it when you lay it on the outside. Because what happens is, I think when I did it, my window was a little bit wet, and what happened was the tint wanted to stick to the window out here, and when I was trying to shrink it, and it was pulling together, it wasn't able to pull together and float freely. It was kind of sticking on the sides, so it wasn't able to shrink up correctly. The other thing that I found out that's pretty important to know is on this window tint, so it comes off the roll like this. I guess is a roll, you're pulling it off the roll. It only shrinks a certain way. So it doesn't, so if you have your fingers, like all your little ripples this way, you can shrink those out. But I had them on the end of the window, like this way, instead of this way. So they were perpendicular, and it doesn't shrink that way. It only shrinks one direction. So you got to make sure when you lay it out that all your fingers are in the correct And the fingers are just like these little things that form when the window's round or curved. But you got to make sure they're all in one direction, or else you literally can't shrink it. All right, time to finish this thing up. This thing's been sitting in the garage for too long. Incomplete. But I am learning a lot about window tint though, so that's, you know, next time I'll be able to do it in half the time, I feel like. And I think next time I'm just gonna order the roll. I'm not even gonna get it pre-cut, because I'm pretty confident I can cut it off the roll. Basically, for the pre-cut, the amount of pre-cut tint you need for this whole car, the kit, you can get a 100-foot roll of tint, so for the same price. So you might as well just get the roll. Liz said she don't want this soap, so I'm gonna rub it on here. Oh, weird soap. Probably should have ordered more than one of these, so if I do screw it up, I'd have another chance, but it looks like I'm gonna have one shot at this. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna get the heat gun out and I'll see if I can make this work. All right, we got the car tinted all the way around. So the windshield turned out pretty good. Not much curvage to it. I've got a little bit of fingering on the side there. And I think there's a crease over on that side, but it's not that big of a deal. This window turned out really well. All the side windows, these are all pretty easy. The side windows turned out pretty well. Those are the best. The back window definitely was the hardest. So I've got some fingering down here, but you know, I'm happy with that. I mean, the car's got dents and stuff all over it, scratches, so it kind of matches. You don't need anything too perfect for a car like this. But yeah, okay, cool. So tinting is just about done. I'm gonna keep chasing some bubbles on this back one just to make sure I can get it as perfect as it can be. But overall, I think this is gonna be good enough for who it's for. All right, I got the pieces that I need to attach the handle to the the door latch over here, so you can actually get out. I don't know which one is which. Genuine Ford parts though. I got these on eBay. That one's green. That one's red. All right, I'll figure out which one's which and put this in here. So I watched a couple videos on YouTube, different people doing this. Evidently what we got to do is knock these rivets out and drill them out so we can move this, because this has to be manipulated in the back so you can get that little hook through it. And then also I've got to take out, there's 3 screws over here on the end, and that way it allows you to undo this latch and then also rotate that to get that you got to get it in position where you can get this locked in and hooked a certain way. So all right, let me start on this.
All right, the end of that hook evidently goes in there. So like this, I think. Let's go like that. Yeah. So that way. All right. The latch is loose now.
Okay. That's where that goes. So now we gotta hook it on this other end.
I'm not entirely sure where it goes. There it is. Alright, let's see.
Let me shut the door and make sure that when I don't know, pull or push this that it actually opens. A lot more roomy back here than I remember. Oh, there it is. Okay. I just wasn't pushing it hard enough at first. Try it again. Yeah, okay, that's it. You have to push it. All right, now that I know I got it hooked to the right thing over there, let's put this thing back on. Just goes like this. And right like that. So then this I guess is what opens the door. I gotta replace these with bolts because I don't have a rivet gun. Oh, there's another piece right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice. Sweet. That's really not that hard to do. It takes like 10 minutes once you know what you're doing. All right, check this out. I got tired of this other antenna because it was just flopping around in the wind and it was distracting. So I basically tore it apart. I got the antenna out of the car that came with the car and I couldn't find the threads to fit this. So these are like 3/4 inch threads, I believe. NMO antenna mount, and the threads on this black antenna part are 5/16 24 threads per inch, and I couldn't find any adapter to fit it. So basically what I did was I took the chrome piece, which is from the antenna I bought off Amazon, drilled it out, put a 5/16 bolt in there that fit threads up into this antenna. I had to shave the head down, grind the head down a bit, and then also I had to drill out the center here because it had like the connector for the antenna and all that. But now I've got this pretty spiffy antenna here. So, and that that's a lot more sturdy. It doesn't, see, it's not gonna flop everywhere in the wind. So that should work a lot better. All right, come on guys, let's load up. There you go. Alright, so I've been driving this thing around for a couple weeks now. Put a few thousand miles on it. And so far so good. I like driving it around. It's, you know, it's a lot easier to cruise around town in versus the truck. I'm not really getting any better gas mileage than the truck. You know, the truck's a diesel, but I get 20, 21 miles per gallon in the truck. And so far, every tank I've put in this Crown Vic, I've gotten between 18 and 19 miles per gallon. And I'm not like driving it crazy or anything like that either. I'm just kind of cruising around in it. The problem with that is the 18 or 19 is fine. The issue is, I don't know what size the fuel tank is, but it's like every 300 miles it's empty again. And it's like, I'm not used to that in the truck. The truck I go, you know, 400 or 500 miles, I think, before I need to fill up. So it just feels like I'm always at the gas station in this thing. Like every time I look, the gas light's back on. So that's kind of annoying, but other than that, it's not too bad. So the car definitely has tons of power. You know, it's a V8. This one in particular, I found out, I believe it has it's a 355 gear ratio, and it has like posi track or whatever Ford calls it. So this does have, so basically instead of, you know, if you match the gas, instead of one wheel spinning in the back, you should theoretically have both wheels spinning. I'm getting ready to do the brakes, the pads and rotors. When I'm at like 70 and you do a hard stop, there's like a pulsing in the brake pedal. That's almost always the rotors. All right, these are my new brakes. All four wheels, brake pads and rotors, it was like 250 bucks, so that's not bad at all. It. Ah, there we go. Okay. That looks pretty decent. Doesn't look like it's leaking or anything. All right, let's tuck this away somewhere out of the way. Sit right there. All right, brake pad. I think they had a lot of life left on them, but so I don't know. We're just gonna replace them. It'd be different if it cost a lot more than, what did I say, $250 for all this stuff. If it costs more than that, I mean, you might try to save some of this stuff or turn down the rotors or. Right. actually, the hose is long enough it can sit on the ground and it doesn't even put any tension on it. All right, well that works. Okay, let me get this cleaned up and we'll start putting the new parts on. All right, this bracket gets new hardware. All right, and then the other side, same way. All right, cool, easy enough. There's also these rubber things here. So just clean these up. One. Some of the silicone paste on here. All right, we've got that lubed up. We've got our new hardware on. All right. That's just to hold that thing on. Should be good. All right, my dad's got my torque wrench, so I'm just gonna have to guesstimate on these. I think they're supposed to be like 100 or something. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Little there, little here. I don't want to get on that that rotor. There it is. All right. There we go. I'm also going to put some of that lube back here on the back sides. All right, that's probably good. All right, the idea with this tool is we're just pushing that piston back up inside there so that we have clearance for the new thicker brake pads. All right, that feels like it. Yeah, they just push right back up in there. So like when you hit the brake pedal, these things, this is what these things clamp together to squeeze the brake pads. So let's push these back. All right, that one's all the way back. All right, cool. Pushing these little pins. Right like that. I'm sure there's a torque spec on these too, but I don't know it. They don't get as tight as the other ones, I know that. I think these just get snugged. All right, I'm gonna hold off just a bit to put the wheel back on, because like I said, I'm gonna try to bleed these brakes and change the brake fluid, and that valve is right there, so it's gonna be a lot easier to get to it with the tire off. So let's do the rest of these. Do the other side, that should be pretty much just like this side, and then do the two back ones. They look like they're slightly different, but all the same general idea. All right, brakes are done, front and rear. Yeah, not real hard at all. Didn't run into any issues. I mean, I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, all the brakes are done, brake rotors and pads, and I just got to find a helper, someone other than Shep, to help me bleed the brakes, because I got to pump the pedal and all that. Dude, this thing looks like it overflowed. It's right at the top. I wonder, that's probably because I pushed all the pistons and the calipers in. It probably forced everything back into here. Let's see if I can get this thing going. Oh yeah, there we go. I want to take it all out. All right. All right, we'll start with this one back here. Right on the back, there's like this little rubber thing, and it's got, the valve is like right there, that brass piece. All right, press it again. All right, there we go. Now we got something.
Yeah, I felt it give.
All right, hold it to the floor.
Yep.
All right, let go.
Let it go.
All right, press it. There it is. Let it go. Press it. Let it go. Hit it. Let go. Hit it. Let go. All right, there we go. All right, let's take this thing for a quick drive. Make sure we did this right. Yeah, they're firm now. They're getting there. All right, let's go. Well, so far so good. Coming out the driveway, no issues. Oh yeah, she definitely stops. Hard. Woo! Now that's a stop, man. All right, coming up close, about 50 miles an hour, and stop. Yeah, they work. The brakes are good to go on this thing, man. I'm gonna go back and check the brake fluid, and then we'll call this thing wrapped up. Oh, still at the top. Nice and clear. All right, cool. Yeah, that's it for the brakes. Oh, it's Bailey. Bebe. She can't hear anymore. She's an old dog. Liz and I's first dog. What do you think, Lulu? All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for the Crown Vic video. I've got other stuff to do to this car and some other stuff to show you guys, but the video is kind of long as it is, and I don't know, we'll save that for another time. But I really like this car. I like it a lot. I enjoy driving it. It's just a fun car. I think it drives really well. And yeah, it's become like my go-to daily driver. But yeah, really cool car. I really like these cars. I've become quite the fan. It's just something about them, I don't know. So one thing I was surprised about with this car was just how little space is actually in the interior. It's a big car, but all of the space is allocated to the trunk and the engine compartment. And it's just not as big as people think. You know, you think it's going to be this giant vehicle. All right, Gino. Gino's demonstrating how big it is, I guess. But really, what happens is, well, we've got this car seat in here. Gino, get out of the way. Let's pull this seat up. So if you put this car seat how it normally has to sit, the front seat has to go forward so far that you can't even hardly put your legs there. Like, I can't sit in the front seat with the car seat turned like that. Even in the back, with the front in the normal driving position for me, there's really not a whole lot of space here. It's fine. Like, I'm 6'2", and my knees are like right up in the back of the seat. You know, so it's kind of like you're on an airline a little bit. I remember we sold the Camry, but when I had the Camry, the entire car was shorter than this car, but it still had a larger interior space. So that's kind of like one thing that I didn't really realize. I thought, you know, everybody talks about how big they are and it's like sitting on a lazy boy, like on a couch and all this stuff, but really it's not, you know. The interior is definitely not as big and spacious and open as you think. I also put a screen in here, so I've got a backup camera and CarPlay and all the things. It's basically like a modern car now. The other misconception that people have about this car, I think, is that it's really fast. Everybody, you know, when I show my neighbors or whoever, I show them the car, they're like, oh man, this thing must be so fast. You know, how fast does it go? All this stuff. I'm like, nah, it's not really that fast. You know, I don't think you're going to win any races with it. But it's reliable, and it's not slow either. So it's like 2005 fast. Maybe not even that. I don't know. But it's fast enough. So yeah, that's the Crown Vic. It's not fast. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of interior space. It's not good on fuel. It has a tiny fuel tank. But I really like it. And that's all that matters, I guess.